What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Classic Chronicles. Now, since y'all like story time, I'm gonna give you another story. This time, we're going back almost 11 years ago, or I should say 11 years ago. It was right around Christmas time, I believe the day after. Um, I was attending a WWE live event in Madison Square Garden. They usually do live events for the holidays. You know, they give them one day off, Christmas Day, and then they got to do a string of holiday shows uh, before the new year even kicks in. So we're at Madison Square Garden, and I've gone to hundreds of Madison Square Garden events for not even just wrestling, just Nick games, whatever it is. But this particular experience was memorable. Why? Because it took place in the middle of a blizzard. So, uh, okay, so I knew the day was gonna be bad because uh, it had been like snowing like crazy all day, whiteout conditions. Hardly any cars were on the road, but I was dead set on going to that event because I have floor seats, and floor seats are real hard to come by. My mom bought me them for Christmas the day before, and but I had no idea that the next day was going to be a huge blizzard. So I had to go because, in short, those tickets were non-refundable. Even it only if the event gets canceled that you can get a refund on your tickets. Which that day the event wasn't canceled, obviously, for some reason, because I they get in the superstars get in the day before, so they were already in town, so nobody had trouble making it. The day before was fine. It was cold like it normally is here in New York around Christmas, but so everybody was in town, so the show didn't have to get canceled. And what do you call it? So I have floor seats. So I call. With my home health aide Sarah that night, and so I call the accessorite. Accessorite gets all set up for the next day. I'm getting real excited because I hadn't sat on the floor in a long time. So I'm getting real excited, and then like I said, but there's a blizzard going on outside. My mom goes, "Are you sure you want to go?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have to go because if I don't go, you don't get your money back, and the show's not canceled." And then she's like, "I don't know why they would do a show in the middle of a snowstorm." And then I was explaining to her, like I just said, that everybody was in town from the day before. What do you call it? So accessory, which is the ride service that I take here in New York. It came like what 45 minutes late, I think. At least it got to my house, and then like just getting there was a chore. Like what do you call it? It took us an hour to get over there, but but uh, shockingly, I had only missed like two matches. The opening two matches of the show, and then I was able to catch the rest of the show. Okay, so show ends, and shockingly, the ring announcer that night, I believe it was Justin Roberts, he announced that it was a sold out show. So there was nobody, like everybody had gotten to the arena, and enjoyed the show. All right, and that night I got an armband and a signed DVD from John Cena, so that was pretty cool. What do you call it? Okay, show's over, and by the time the show's over, like it had gotten worse than when we first got in there. Like first getting in there, the wind is whipping in our faces. You could hardly see anything. It was crazy just getting inside the arena. So again, now it had gotten worse, and then like everything at that point had shut down. So where I'm like kind of panicking. So I'm calling Access Ride. The dispatch keeps saying that it's on the way, but yeah, obviously it wasn't gonna be on the way because it was damn snowstorm, and he ended up getting stuck in a hole somewhere. I don't even remember what they told me. So we're panicking, figuring out what to do. So in short, my home health aide Sarah and I thank her for like sticking with me that night because I don't know what I would have done if I was on my own. It was crazy. Uh, in short, we ended up staying in Chase Bank. There's a Chase Bank right inside Madison Square Garden. So we found shelter and stayed there for the night. After calling my mom and letting her know that we wasn't coming home that night. It was due to the blizzard, and my mom just instead of saying, "Hey, okay, cool," try to stay safe and stay warm, she was like, "Oh, why don't you go run across the street to the Penn State, Penn Plaza Hotel and see if you could get a room there." Now, keep in mind, I don't have any money, and even I didn't have any money at the time other than the money that my mom gave me. And even if I did, like, how the hell am I getting across the street, like, in a blizzard, in Manhattan? It's nuts to just think about. So I'm like, how am I? She's like, oh, they're gonna have to give you a room because you're in a wheelchair. And I'm like, Mom, but that hotel is expensive. Like, how are we gonna like? She's like, oh, that you're gonna have to explain to them that you have nowhere to go for the night. You can't get home. I'm like, they don't give a shit. That's the first thing that they're gonna ask is to see my credit card and how am I paying for this room, which I can't do that. So then, so after that debacle was solved, we end up going back inside the Chase Bank and just chilling there tonight. And there was a lady there that we had saw at the show that was also trying to get home and was stuck. But she was with her son, and her son ended up having to carry her in her wheelchair down the stairs at Penn Station, and I don't know how they got home. But so yeah, back to us. We stayed the night in Chase Bank. We ended up meeting a nurse that had just recently got laid off and everything. So and she was looking for refuge too. So she stood the night with us. And then it was like 6 o'clock by the next day, about 6 o'clock in the morning, everything had subsided, and now it was just time to figure out how to get home. And my chair was dead. I had let a few friends know what happened. I had posted on Facebook that I got stuck in a blizzard and all that, and all my friends were trying to check on me. But by the time the morning hit, my phone was dead, my chair was about to die, and I didn't know how the hell we were going to get home. So I had used Sarah's phone to call my mom, and she said, "Okay, I'm gonna send your sister Chris out there to come and get you." So then we waited like an hour and a half, and by that time the manager the manager of the bank had came in, and he was pissed off. Like, he was trying to kick everybody out. Like, I don't know what the hell you're gonna do, but you can't stay here. And we're like, what are we supposed to do? What, are you just gonna kick us out in the cold? He's like, oh, that's not my problem, da da da. And then so in short, my sister came about an hour and a half later on her birthday. By the way, she came out to rescue us, and what do you call it? And she's like, "Oh, are you guys hungry?" So I was like, "Yeah, And so we went downstairs to Penn Station to get food, and just getting downstairs, that was an adventure too, because like there was a lot of homeless people in Penn Station at the time. Wasn't as clean as it is now. So we were basically walking through a bunch of people's living room, and they weren't too happy about it. So we ended up getting downstairs to Penn Station, and then like I didn't have time to go to the bathroom, and by the time that I wanted to go to the bathroom, I had soiled myself. Hey, I'm not ashamed to admit that, because I had really nowhere to go to the bathroom. So okay, whatever. Not important. But okay, so before I get to the rest of the story, there was this kid that I wanted to put through a wall, because okay, this little kid is with his mother, right? And he's looking at me. And all that shit. Like, by then we're both bone tired, me and Sarah, and we just want to get home or whatever. So we're both bone tired, and this kid got the nerve to turn to his mother and say, yeah, hey, mom, look at. She's like, yeah. Hey, why is this kid so fat? And I swear to God, I turned to him. I turned to him with the illest look on my face, like, as if to say, "You little motherfucker, you lucky I'm tired. And if this was a regular day and you had said some shit to me like that, I'd have put you through a wall." And his mom knew it too, so she yanks him away and says, "Don't you ever say that shit to that man again." Da-da. And then then the kid is looking at me. Kid is looking at me real scared because I kind of like acted like I was gonna hit him, but then he flinched and then he acted scared. So yeah, that was that. But so our journey home wasn't over yet. So we get on the train, the L train, and then we take it to Myrtle and Wyckoff Avenue, which is about a 5 minute walk from my house on a good day. Um, but it wasn't a good day, so because like I said, the aftermath of the blizzard, and my friend Crystal had been in the city that day because she was watching her boyfriend at the time graduate from the police academy. So she's like, "Oh, why didn't you call me?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that you were in the city." So then she's like, "Oh yeah, I would have helped you guys. I would have stayed with you." And I was like, "No, that's cool." But shout out to Crystal. And then so we're on the L train going home, and as soon as we get to the Myrtle and Wyckoff stop, uh, my brothers Carl and Gus are there. My uncle George is there. My brother Carl's wife at the time, Stephanie's there. They all got shovels and they're ready to dig a pathway for me to get home and all that. And what made it even more tougher was my chair was dead. So even though they're all digging with shovels and everything, Sarah's busting her ass trying to push my fucking big ass home in the chair and everything like that. But we made it, man. We didn't end up getting home till like 6 o'clock the next day, 6 p.m. The next day after leaving my house at like 5:45 the day before. So yeah, it was a real tough day, man. I mean, I jumped in the shower, and then I just laid down because I was cold, man. Luckily we didn't suffer frostbite from the shit that we had to go through, but it was just one of the many adventures that I had with my home health aide Sarah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this vlog. I will catch you on the next one. As always, put God and family first, and everything else will fall into place. See you on the next one. Like and subscribe to the channel. Izzy out. Peace.